My 15-year-old niece keeps giving me a snobby attitude and won't stop complaining about everything. Nothing is good enough for her, and it's going to be a very long 2 weeks. Posted by Incredible Way 4826. My niece is staying with me until September 18th because her parents left for their vacation to Reykjavik yesterday. She flew in from San Diego yesterday morning, and it's been nothing but heck. I live in Colorado, by the way. She keeps non-stop complaining about how cold it is here, as if I have any control of the weather. When she first got to my house, she said, "Do I really have to stay in this?" before even entering. I live in a townhouse. She was upset there's no pool and was like, "Why don't you have a pool?" Look, I know you're poor, but everyone should have a pool. My car isn't as nice as her parents' cars, and she keeps complaining how run down it is, and she's scared it's going to fall apart. I drive a 2016 Honda Accord. There's nothing wrong with it. It's kept clean. Her dad drives an Audi, and her stepmom drives a Maserati. She also keeps making videos around my house laughing at all my furniture, the way the house looks, my car, and so on. She asked if I got my furniture at IKEA because it looks cheap and laughed. She's complaining because there's carpet throughout the house and only poor people have that, and the bathrooms have tile floors and not marble, and that she has to shower in a tub shower with a shower curtain. At her house, it's a stand-up shower with marble walls and there's a glass door. I don't have stand-up showers. She's also mad there's no sauna in the bathroom. She said straight to my face, "I can't believe I have to stay in this piece of crap until my parents get back," and then walked outside and slammed the door and was texting someone, probably her dad. She's very close to him. As of today, my guest bedroom already has stuff out everywhere. The blankets I'd originally had on the bed, along with the pillows, got thrown into the hallway and replaced with ones she brought. She has clothes all over the floor. She has a few dishes with half-eaten food sitting on the floor, and I told her yesterday, no eating or drinking upstairs. She's using the dresser as a vanity and left all of her makeup and used makeup wipes out everywhere. She said, "If I want the room clean, I can do it myself or hire a maid." And then she laughed and said, "Oh wait, I forgot you're too poor for that." I ordered takeout last night from a local restaurant, and she made fun of the menu because the prices were cheap. $25 for a burger is cheap? And she got the $80 filet mignon dinner and threw most of it out because it tasted weird and she's not that hungry. Her dad sent me $650 to feed her and take her to do whatever, so that came from that money. Today, we went to eat at Outback Steakhouse for lunch, and she refused to eat any of her food. She said it looked weird. She said her dad would never take her to a dump like this restaurant. Then she kept complaining that she was hungry after we left, and that I'm a terrible person for making her starve and wasting her time making her sit there. We also went furniture shopping because her dad wants to buy her a new bedroom set for her 16th birthday next month, along with her trip to Hawaii. She's being very picky, and he wanted me to check out the prices of places around here, see if she likes anything, and get back to him on it. He said that she has a budget of $8,000 total for her bedroom. She wants either these upholster princess bed frames or these mirror bed frames, which are pricey. It's around $3,000 to $5,000 for the ones that she likes, and that's just for the bed frame by itself. She also wants a vanity, a bench, nightstand, chandelier, and a dresser with it, and have it all match the bed. I tried showing her the cheaper options, and she screamed at me in the store that I have no taste and that it's her bedroom furniture to stay the F out of it. She told me to go back to the car and wait because I'm annoying her. I was about ready to leave her there, honestly. She then wanted to go clothes shopping and knows her dad sent me money. I said, "You can go get an outfit," meaning one. "You still need food from the grocery store." She was not happy about that and told me to stop being a cheap witch with her dad's money. She was adamant about getting this one dress and a pair of heels that was $230. That's less money she has to spend on groceries and other fun things. She knows this and still went with the purchase. She wanted me to buy food for her from Whole Foods and use some of my money if I run out of money her dad gave. I was going to buy her own groceries because she's a very picky eater. I suggested a local grocery store because it's cheaper and she can get more food. She started swearing at me and calling me names, so we went home instead. She ignored me the rest of the car ride and was texting someone. She got out of the car and started crying, saying she misses her dad and she hates me. She hates my house. It's so embarrassing and trashy. She wishes she could be on vacation with her dad, and it's not fair she has to stay with me, and then she ran into the house crying. She keeps yelling at me to F off and stop talking to her, to go get hit by a car, that I'm annoying, go away, and blah blah, whenever I say anything to her. I was eating a sandwich earlier, around almost 4 p.m., and she came downstairs and said, "Nice to see you feed your fat face while I starve. You're such a selfish witch, you know that I hope you choke on it and die," and rolled her eyes and went back upstairs. I ordered pizza for dinner, and she started crying at the table that she misses her dad. I asked if she called him and talked to him today, and she said in a rude tone, "What do you think?" and rolled her eyes. Then she was complaining about how gross the pizza was and got up and took the box and threw it in the garbage. She then told me to go to a gym and lose weight and that I'm fat and disgusting and went outside. She also just took a super long shower and said she's going to keep doing it every day since it's so cold here, and if I don't like it, tough, because she doesn't like being cold or being here. She swore at me for not turning on the heat in the house. It's not cold enough to turn the heat on, in my opinion. I usually don't start doing that until the end of October, beginning of November, when the highs are only in the 50s. Whew, it's going to be a very long 2 weeks. She goes to a private school, and they're doing online school again this year. Her first day is September 7th, and she's already telling me that I can't force her to log in and do her schoolwork, that she doesn't care about it. She's right, I can't. But I don't want to be blamed for her being tardy. I know her dad will be pretty ticked since he's paying for her to go there. Hey, look, as a dad myself, this child, I would do something about it. I don't know what I'd do. I would talk to the dad. I would do something. It sounds like some of the comments are saying that this is a cry for help. Something's got to be done. This is not even right. Entitled parent demands a 50% discount after a very minor inconvenience. Posted by Zulva AZ. Before I start, I want to preface and say that I have high-functioning ASD, which is autism. Some of my social skills are limited, but I try to work my way around it and being as social as I can. So that's why you don't see a lot of conversation in this post compared to my prior post here. That, and my work, surprisingly doesn't have many Karens running around given our location. We're smack dab in the middle of a retirement community, but we're the only store for the western side of my state. I thought my entitled parent stories would end with my now prior neighbor, but alas, entitlement has hit my work. I work for a hardware store in the U.S. as what they call a customer sales associate. I'm one of 6 CSAs who are tasked to work in our paint department within the days. Out of those 6, I volunteered to do closing hours. I'm a night owl, so I usually don't wake up till around 1 or 2 p.m. Tonight was a quiet night for me and the closer for our sister department until I had 2 women, who I can assume are mother and daughter, approach my paint desk with some very worried and irritated expressions. I walk by and ask how they're doing and what I can help them with. The mother, mid-60s, explained that she returned her paint due to it having the consistency of jelly. I get confused and I grab the can from our return to manufacturer cart so I can examine and try to diagnose it. Lo and behold, they were right. It was like jelly. I asked them the usual questions about storage and use, and I saw no clues in how it could have reached this state in their home. I then referenced about our freight and how sometimes stuff like this happens. I explained to them that I will remake the paint and even discount it with the manager being notified. As I'm toiling through the list of assistant managers and department supervisors on the radio apps for the inventory phones, one of my assistant managers walks by with his lunch and dinner, and I catch him and ask if he could spare 5 seconds to look at the paint to confirm a discount. He says sure, and examines the paint as I'm citing why it was returned and the customers who wanted it replaced. He said to discount it by 20%, which is huge given we only discount paint by $2 to $5 depending on the issue. This $40 paint was now $31, but I decided to reduce it to $30 to round it out. Fast forward, the 2 arrive and I have this conversation. The mother is the entitled parent. Is it ready? Yep, it is. I spoke to my manager and I told them about the paint and they said to discount it by 20%, but I decided to discount you a little more. You mean to tell me that you discounted by 20% because of my troubles? This is ridiculous and you know it. I'm sorry, but I'm following what my manager had ordered me to do. How old are you? 21. I'm in my 60s, and you think you would have discounted me to 50% because I had to paint it? It was clear she didn't, as she may have likely hired someone to do it, but either way it was a frustrating moment. Unfortunately, no ma'am, though I'm terribly sorry about the issue with your old can, but I will not discount it further as my manager had requested me to discount it by 20%, and I even gave you a little more than 20%. The entitled parent is then ticked and asked to speak to our manager that discounted it. I explained that he's out to lunch and is the only one to know in our department very well. She asked if I could interrupt him, and I also said no because of company policy. She then asked for a list of all the managers, and it was at this point that I put my foot down and said no. They then walked off to check out, swearing to call a manager. After that, I went over to customer service with the old can to return it. A good friend of mine for customer service actually asked me about the 2 women, and I explained to her my side of the story. She said she also had an interaction with that entitled parent prior to her coming over to my paint desk. My opinion is that if you're going to give someone a discount as a worker, more than going above and beyond, you should be respectful of that and thankful because, as I've read before in other stories, you just might get screwed over and have the discount taken from you. Entitled Mom asked to try my shoes on, posted by Diana K. I have a pair of slipper backless check Vans that my sister gave me. I love these things. I get a lot of compliments about them. I was standing in line to buy some soda and snacks when someone taps me on the shoulder. It was a middle-aged woman and her 16-year-old daughter. Excuse me, I love your shoes. Where'd you get them? Well, I got them from my sister. I'm not sure how old they are. You could probably look online for them. What size shoe do you wear? A 9. Hey, Evelyn, try these shoes on and see if you like them. She says, what shoes? The mom says, the shoes this girl has on. Try them on to see if you like them, and then we can order them offline. I say that I am not going to let you try on my shoes. That's a weird thing to ask a stranger. Yeah, no, Mom. That was really weird to even think about. Good luck with the shoe hunt, I guess. I turn around to put my items on the belt, and the entitled mom taps me on the shoulder again. It is not weird. She could have just slipped them on quickly and no one would have known differently. So you are being rude. You could have said no without being rude. Jeez. Look, you don't ask a stranger to take their shoes off so you can put your feet in them. It was a weird thing to ask, and even your kid agreed. So stop touching me and don't ask people stuff like that again. The entitled mom says that it was not weird, but the daughter says that it was weird. I quickly paid and left before I could hear what else entitled mom might say. They had a big cart of stuff, so luckily they didn't follow me into the parking lot to discuss it more. Poor Evelyn with a mom like that. Yeah, I've never once in my 32 years of life had someone ask me to try my shoes on in the middle of the store, since there are plenty of other shoes that if you go to a shoe shop that you can try on, and it's not nearly as weird, so don't do it. Entitled mother tried to steal my little sister's ice cream, posted by Vexlam. Hi y'all, this happened about 2 weeks ago while we were on a trip, and I forgot about it until my older sister told me about it. OMG, it is crazy. So we just finished eating our lunch, around 4 p.m. Yes, it's basically dinner, but we call it lunch. We only eat twice a day, breakfast and lunch, and then at nighttime, we get things like fruit for health problems for my little sister. She had so many cavities, and so we gave her a ban on sugar. So, we were thinking that ice cream would be nice, and we saw that there was this old-fashioned ice cream place which had sugar-free vanilla ice cream. We entered the place, and I must say, paying $15 for a cone and 1 scoop is very expensive. Usually, it's like $3 for them, but here, it's much higher. Anyways, this place was quite popular, so it had a line. It took us around 10 minutes of waiting just to get into the small shop, and around 5 minutes extra of waiting inside till we actually got to the counter. While waiting, there was this very polite kid who was playing rock, paper, scissors with my little sister. Sister's 5, and he looked around 6 or 7 years old. He was very talkative, but also very kind, and even pretended to lose when my little sister lost in a game. Next to this kid was the entitled mother, who was on the phone with her loud voice, sort of lecturing someone, and she had this bossy attitude. Anyways, we get to the counter, and I always go for the more expensive items because, hey, why not? I got the hot fudge brownie sundae, and oh, it was bomb, but it was expensive at $25. Anyways, we finish ordering. My mom and my dad order a banana boat, little sister orders a small 1-scoop cone of ice cream, and my older sister ordered the same as me. In the shop, there were 2 sections. Section 1 was where you ordered, and Section 2 is where you wait and you get your ice cream. We finish and go to Section 2, where entitled mother starts ordering. I don't know what she was thinking when she entered the store, but when she saw the prices, she flipped and she yelled at the cashier, yelled at her son for choosing the most expensive place. Basically, a Karen flip over. Little sister saw this, and by the way, she's really shy when she meets a person, so she hides behind my mom. Entitled mother saw us and comes over to us and says that her child wants to get the same thing as my little sister, and that she said that he had too much ice cream and that we should give my little sister ice cream to the boy. The nice kid was turning red and kept telling his mom that it's okay that he doesn't want ice cream anymore, but his mom still tries to talk to us about giving my little sister's ice cream to her. The front desk guy who gives the ice cream gave my little sister ice cream and told her that the rest will be ready in a second. Meanwhile, the manager is talking to the woman, telling her to either order politely and stop bothering us or to get out of the store. She's yelling at him that it's a free country and that she can do anything she wants. She sees the ice cream in my hands and says, "Thank you," while trying to grab it from my hands. I forgot to mention that I'm 5'6", and this woman looked like about 4'11" at max, so I easily just put my ice cream up, and even she tried to jump and grab it. She looks at me and calls me a demon and said that I wasn't raised properly. I told her that her son had more manners than she did, and that's when she broke out yelling and screaming, falling to the ground. Oh, he hurt me. But the thing is, no one's buying it. They're all kind of laughing at her. She gets embarrassed and leaves the store while calling her son's name out. The manager gave the nice kid a small hard candy and told him to keep being a good boy. This is where we never see entitled mother again. The manager apologizes, and guesses what? We get the bill 50% off. My dad was dancing while he saw the 50% off on screen. In the end, we got 50% ice cream, and I loved it. To be honest, I think the price is worth the ice cream. Usually for an entitled parent story, the entitled parent would come back and make another problem, but sadly in our story, entitled mother gave up and went embarrassed out of the shop. I hope the nice kid never becomes like his mom and stays being the nice kid that he is. Hey, look, if you're going to act like that as a grown person to a child, don't do it. You just make yourself look silly. Even if you never come back, those people are going to have a fun story to tell for a long time down the road. Be sure to comment the secret phrase below, cookies and cream, because hey, that's the best kind of ice cream, let's be honest. My name's Austin. Check out another video here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you there.